Welcome, everybody. SF Live breaking news special on this Tuesday morning. I'm joined by Jeff Pontius in a couple seconds here. He's the president and CEO of Corvus Gold. We're going to talk about today's drill results from the Mother Lode project in Nevada. But before we get started, quick reminder, make sure to follow us on Twitter here. Hit the alert button, that little bell there next to our follow button. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave some comments under this video, and make sure you turn on the subscription function as well. That way you get alerts when we upload a new video. Also, we're available on Instagram, Spotify, so make sure to follow us there. This is a breaking news special, so we're not going to dive into big questions or long questions today. This is going to be a short update on the results today, and it is my distinct pleasure to welcome Mr. Jeff Pontius. Jeff, how are you doing this morning?
Good. Yeah, it's a good day for us. So.
Oh, it's a great day in general. Like, I read somewhere it's a good day to be fully invested, regardless of what you own in the gold space, I guess. So, you put out some drill results. It's perfect timing today to talk about. So, run us through the results today from the Mother Lode project, and what kind of information did you get from that?
Sure. Really the results were kind of an ongoing update of a pretty major drilling program going on this year at Mother Lode. So these are kind of an additional block of data that people can look at from really four main projects that we're addressing at Mother Lode right now. First and most important to us right now is the CIZ zone, which is this new discovery below Mother Lode. We announced a very substantial interval with the initial hole in there. I think it was a month or so ago, and now we've got a few other follow-ups. So basically, we're tracking a pretty well-defined zone now. It looks like it's holding together. We're getting a shape on it, which is the next real important phase of resource definition work. So that's good. Generally, the intervals are, 50, 60 meters thick, and a gram and a half of this oxide type material. We got initial cyanide recoveries, which is gold recovery data from that first hole we put out, the initial hole into the zone, and that looked quite good. This oxide material recovers at about 92%, so that's really good in this initial metallurgical testing. So what we do is we come back in, we take splits from the drill hole, and we do what's called bottle roll tests, which are a little more involved, and they tell you how much cyanide you'll consume and lime and those type of things. So it's better as we eventually evolve this into a resource expansion. We'll get a much better feel about how much it'll cost to get the gold out. And it looks normal for what we've got in the district. Typically, our cutoff grade for this kind of material in this district is about 0.1 grams per ton. So this material is quite good. The stuff greater than a gram per ton is looking like we're going to have a margin of well in excess of $1,000 an ounce on a production basis. So that's really good. And even the upper new oxide zone that we've been working on looks quite good. We're going to make good money on that, and it'll reduce the strip ratio for the overall large deposit. So CIZ is coming together like we thought, basically between a gram to a gram and a half of pretty good grade oxide material in there. It looks like still looks like it's going to be able to add maybe in the neighborhood of about 500,000 ounces to our resource when we model it up next year. But we have got a lot more drilling to do in this zone, so we'll have a lot more data coming as we go. It's important also that we've been intersecting with this large diameter core. It's about 3.5 inches in diameter, and we've been drilling this through the upper zone as well, and we've been getting a very positive correlation between the early RC drilling, rotary drilling, where we drill and extract chips out of the ground, versus this solid core drilling. And it does appear like the core, which is probably more representative of the ore body, is giving us about a 20% upgrade in grade, and that's significant in this deposit. So that's really good news that we've had come along. As I say, the upper oxide zone, it's shaping up to be, it's going to be substantial. It's probably going to be 10, 15 million tons. That'll be really good to help out with the mining of the open pit. And then the north zone, as we go to the north. Now, the north zone, as our ore body tracks to the north edge of our property position, looks like the mineralization is decreasing in grade and width. So we're finding finding the edge of the ore body out on the north edge of the property position as this mineralization trends on to Coeur Mining's ground. And so that's important to get the perimeter of the ore body, and that helps us with the mine plan. We're always hopeful that we hit big, thick intervals of high-grade gold in all the holes, but there is an edge to these ore bodies, and they are a finite mass. So that direction looks like we pinned it in pretty well on the north end, and then but it does look like we've got lots more room to expand this thing at depth below the main ore body. So that's really the gist of the news. Expanding deposit, Mother Lode's getting bigger, getting better quality-wise. The grade's going up, and also we're certainly looks like we're in a position to be able to continue to add ounces to this thing as we move on from our current resource that we're going to announce next month, where we're working diligently on that right now to get the data all together. And so between there and early next year, we'll have another resource expansion for this deeper CIZ zone. So good news out here, and we're pretty happy with how the drill results are going.
Fantastic. You got 2 drills on the CIZ right now, 3 in total. What's in the lab right now?
Yes.
How many meters are still to be done on the ZIZ?
Well, we're probably sitting there with 5 holes at the lab or in various stages of getting to the lab, and we have another 15 to 18 holes we're drilling here in the zone over the next 2 or 3 months. And we'll see. We'll probably expand that program. I mean, that is the first perimeter that we looked at to go in and test on 50-meter centers, and as the deposit continues to grow, we'll be adding more drill holes. Probably, it looks like to me, to continue expanding it. I mean, certainly when we get onto one of these things, we want to make it as big as we can. So I imagine drilling's just like normal with this project. We'll continue on, and we won't have a break.
No, that sounds good. That sounds good. What's the cutoff date for the resource and also for the PEA that you're planning to publish in September?
Well, the cutoff date was last month, and for this updated resource that we're going to announce in September, and the PEA should be out. We should have news out on that second week of September if everything works right. Sometimes it slips a week or so, but should be able to see good news update on that, and a much better defined project, and certainly from a development path, a much more doable project for a group like Corvus Gold, where we can start with our North Bullfrog project, which is looking like it's going to be a low capital project to begin with, producing about 150, 160,000 ounces a year, with capital in the $150 million range, and then moving on to the development of Mother Lode as we define how big Mother Lode really is. But there is a bit more work to do at Mother Lode to really get the full perimeter of the open pit defined. So we anticipate Mother Lode going through a process like we've done at North Bullfrog, which is called a pre-feasibility study, next year, and that'll be when we're able to really get a solid, high confidence mine plan put together for that.
Fantastic. Allow me one last question before we talk about the NASDAQ
Sure.
real quick. Is you highlighted the west target with a nice star on the map in one of the graphics. Yeah. Give us a little more info on the west target. Why did you highlight it with a star?
That is a really cool target geologically. There's a big fault there. We anticipate seeing that the downdrop portion of this Mother Lode deposit to be on the other side of that fault. So this is a west dipping, north trending fault, and so the main ore body should be displaced down dip. So this is kind of a wildcat target out there. We're winging a hole into that to see if we could find the other half of the ore body that might be down there, which would be really cool, because that would be a huge potential for resource addition. So that data's coming, probably another month or so. We'll get some data out on that, but that's a pretty exciting geologic target. So that's kind of the Indiana Jones target.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, let's quickly, just to wrap this up. It's only a breaking news special, so NASDAQ trading for a week now. Just give us some initial feedback. I'm really curious what that's looking like for you guys.
Yeah, it's been really good for us. We've seen volume consistently increase on the NASDAQ. It certainly looks like we're getting a whole, expanding group of investors out. Much easier for them to trade and buy and sell our stock on the NASDAQ. So that's been a real positive outcome. And I think we're going to continue to see trading volume go up on that. And if it's anything like our last company, we will probably be trading 3 times what our normal volume is on the TSX on the NASDAQ in the next 6 months. And, that'd put us at 500,000 to 1,000,000 shares a day. That'd be great liquidity for the company.
That'd be fantastic. Yeah, perfect. Jeff, thanks for joining us this morning and running us through the results. As always, we'll be uploading this video to YouTube later on as well. Thanks for following us here. Make sure to follow us and subscribe to our channels. Appreciate that. And leave any commentary, feedback about Corvus or our interviews below the video here. Thank you so much, and have a great trading day.
All right. Thanks, Guy.